Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future.
What's going on, everyone? This is Dakota Thomas, the host of Becoming the Catalyst podcast. This is episode 7, Fear is an Illusion. Now, if you like the intro, that's something that I just created. I'm looking forward to creating more intros and outros for this specific podcast, and programs are going to be released very, very soon. So if you're looking for anything that you're trying to achieve, whether it's more motivation, more emotional influence, more seduction, more inspiration inside your own life, I'm going to be creating specific programs for specific individuals to achieve specific goals. So look out for that. But as of right now, this is episode 7. It's all about fear. Now, if you look at fear in one angle, fear is something that can suppress you. But if you look at fear in a different angle, like fear of somebody about to attack you, you can use that fear to defend yourself and to attack that person trying to put you in danger. And that's where fear is a natural emotion. It's a natural human response to our environment. And if we can use that natural human emotion to our benefit, you start to realize that fear of being poor makes you rich. Fear of living a life alone makes you have friends, makes you have experiences, makes you have more women in your life that you can enjoy. So fear of what you're going to miss out on is actually the motivation that you need to get what you want out of life and to get the experiences that you want to enjoy out of life while you're still breathing on this earth. And so fear is one of the most powerful emotions that we can feel as a man and as a woman if you're trying to live a life that is not just a waste. You know, we don't want to just be born, do a couple things that we like to do, make some money, and then we get old, and then we try to survive, and then we end up dying. And life can be much more than that, and you know it. But fear is actually what is stopping you. Fear is what's in your way. And if you can start to use fear as a motivation factor, use fear to work for you rather than against you, you're going to start to realize that you're going to wake up with more energy. You're going to have bigger ideas that you can believe in, and you're going to go out there and do bigger things in your own life. And you don't have to conquer the world. You don't have to make $1 million. But if I can just give you the motivation to get your life in order and start to actually enjoy it to your benefit and to help you make other people feel like they're enjoying their lives next to you, that's the point. Okay, we're all breathing on this earth. We have enough to afford. We have to pay for our house. We have to pay for our car. We have to pay for the bills. We have to pay for the food that we eat to keep us alive. We already have to give so much just to sustain our existence on this fucking earth. But the point is, why are you fearing so much when you're already doing so much to survive? Why not just focus on what you need to do to thrive? Thriving is different than surviving. Surviving is just doing the bare minimum to get the bare minimum. Thriving is doing the most to get the most. And that's where fear is your friend. And I need you to start saying that. You need to wake up every day and be like, what do I fear? That's the first thing I'm going to do. Oh, I fear paying this bill. Go make the money and pay the bill. Oh, I'm scared to talk to this girl. Go talk to the girl and make her laugh. Make her smile. I guarantee you're not going to fear talking to her when you know how to talk to her. When you know how to make her laugh, you're not going to fear every time you talk. And that's the point. It's so funny. We're afraid of so much until we're actually doing it. How many people are so scared of skydiving, and the second they jump out of the plane, they're not afraid? Okay, you're not afraid of what you think you're afraid of. You're afraid of the opposite of it happening. You have to understand that. Let that sink in. You're not afraid of sharks. You're afraid of a shark eating you. You're not afraid of heights. You're afraid of falling from the height unprepared. You're not afraid of starting your own company and being an entrepreneur. You're afraid of the bills not being paid. So understand that. You're not afraid of outside circumstance. You're afraid of inner skill. You need to understand this. You're not doubting the outer world when you say, I fear that. You're doubting yourself. You're not doubting the girl talking to you. You're doubting you. You're not doubting the bill not getting paid. You're doubting you and your bank account. You need to understand this, because once you understand what you really fear, the courage is born based off action, based off going towards the thing that you're most afraid of. That's how you glitch your mind. That's how you program your subconscious into redirecting its focus into what's powerful rather than what's powerless. You don't think about your insecurity. You think about where you're confident. You need to lean on your strengths. And this is exactly why I made an episode specifically for the emotion of fear. Because how many things are you fearing right now? And that fear is actually causing you to not make the changes you need to make in your life. If you don't make the changes, nothing is going to change. And a lot of times we don't do what we fear because we're afraid of this to happen and this to happen. But what if the real regret is in the regret itself? What if you not making that choice is the regret? Not that you made the wrong choice, but that you made no choice. And that's wisdom, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has fucked up in their life. But the people who fuck up the most are the ones that are scared to fuck up. I know that all of you listening have lost. I know that you've been hurt. I know that you have scars. I know that you have stories. So stop letting anything in front of you hold you back. You have enough behind you to show you you're strong enough to keep pushing forward. Life doesn't get easier, I can tell you that. After 25 years of my life, every year gets harder. And it's so funny because I have only been developing myself through these trials and tribulations. And I want the same for you. Because if life isn't going to get easier for any of us, I want us all to get stronger. And it starts in our mind. It starts in your emotions. It starts with you having actual purpose and reason for anything. If you don't have reason for anything, you're just going to do the bare minimum. It's like school. If there weren't grades, everybody would fall asleep. Nobody would listen. But there's grades. It shows who the fuck is listening and who the fuck isn't. And that's why we give scholarships to people that do the goddamn job rather than paying for some dude to not listen to any of the information, to not take any of the skill sets, to go out in the economy and not make a difference. Why am I going to afford you to get the education if you're not going to increase your skill set to do something more valuable in the world? You are pointless. That's why you can't graduate if you don't do the bare minimum. But it's the same thing with work. Okay, if you're not going to do something important in life, then I'm going to put you in minimum wage. The more money that you end up making is based off the equivalence of how valuable you are to the economy and the people inside it. So that's why fear is one of the biggest things that we need to conquer, because fear is the thing that is holding you back from doing anything important in your life. We're all afraid of the next step. We're all afraid of what's around the corner. We're all afraid of the suspense of our own potential. You need to let that soak in. You're afraid of the suspense of your own potential showing itself. And that's the main point of why I made this episode, and I really hope you let that soak in on why fear is actually an illusion. It's yourself hiding from itself. And it's so funny because the more things that you do that you were used to be afraid of, you feel more alive. You feel more strong inside yourself to express yourself freely and start to believe in yourself more. So go after the things that you fear. Conquer the things that scare you. And you're going to start to recognize a whole new person coming outside of you. So if you like this episode, definitely like, subscribe, and share on any platform you're listening to this on. Like I said, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, everything. We're expanding right now. We just hit 200 downloads on Spotify. Like I said, let's get this to 1,000. I'll talk to you soon.
Ooh.